So, week one, guys, we looked at, Carl made this over my shoulder. That's not a good position for him, so that's pretty bad. Then we looked at this, which is better, but still not great. This time, Carl's going to swim his hand under to look for that underhook, which is very good. Okay. Now, what I don't want Carl to do is to get that underhook deep, because if Carl can extend that up and get onto the side, there's so many things he can do from here, get to his knees, put me back in the guard, and all that stuff. So I want to shut that down. So the start of this is probably the most important part, because I need to slow it down so that I can set him up for the kimura. So the first thing is, from my position, I have the cross-face underhook, my knee is in his hip, and I'm doing all the right things. His legs out sprawled, I'm putting pressure on him. But I've made space, I haven't been tight. If I'm in tight here, it's unlikely Carl's going to get that underhook. But let's just say I'm sloppy with this arm and he gets to here. So the second this hand comes under my armpit, I'm dropping my elbow on top of his elbow and I'm bringing it down. It just slows it down so it doesn't go deep. The other thing I'm doing is I'm taking my knee off the mat and I'm putting my hip on Carl's hip. So if Carl now tries to get that underhook deeper, it's difficult, and his goal is to get on the side. Which is what, so I'm really staying heavy, hip to hip, and I'm clamping this elbow to his elbow. I can't stay here indefinitely, but it's just going to slow it down a little bit. So, from our position, again, taking out my crossface, and I'm turning my hip. So as this comes over, and again, my forearm is going to cut under Carl's tricep. I switch, and I'm grabbing this wrist, and I'm looking to make my kimura grip. Now, more than likely, again, I'll still make that grip on the meaty part of the hand. More than likely, he's going to make a grip on his belt or his pants or something from there. So again, I swim underneath, and I've made my grip. And I'm going to do the exact same thing we've been doing. Why complicate things? My left shoulder is driving into Carl's shoulder, just like in the technique. My right knee is blocking off the hip. I want to kind of do like what's called an up and over movement. So I'm lifting up and my lat is driving into Carl's face, which is nice. I'm lifting up like this to come down. Now again, I'm maybe not going to get this on the first go, so I might have to do it several times. So I have made a little bit of space. I'm coming up again, down, still making pressure. This monkey grip I'm making, so it's not using my thumb. It's just as monkeys hanging trees, thumbless grip. As I come up and over again, I'm pushing it down. And all I want to do is get Carl's wrist to the mat as my elbow drops into the far side hip. Okay? I can finish as before. So I'll turn my hip again from my left hip to my right. So my right knee's coming underneath. As I step over, only this time I don't need to turn him onto the side. All I'm going to do is elevate his elbow by lifting my shoulder as I push his wrist behind his shoulder. Okay? So again, from side control position, I've been sloppy and Carl's won this underhook, but I can't let him get deep. The second I feel this hand coming under my armpit, I'm clamping my elbow to Carl's body and I'm turning my hip. That's the detail. This gives me precious seconds. Okay, so now I switch my weight again. I can't let this get long and extended, and I can't let him turn onto the side. So this hand, just like in the last technique, which is why we taught it in this order, I'm switching my hips again. So I turn, this comes over, to the left, turn my right hip, my left turning into the shoulder, my right knee is here, and this is coming underneath. Now again, if I've let this get deep, what's going to happen is you're going to have to posture your body up to try and grab the wrist, and this is where you're going to lose it because Carl's just going to bridge as my head comes up, and I'm going to lose that position. So I have to make sure that when I use my elbow, I've got Carl's hand basically trapped under my armpit. So when I come here, I don't have to come high, I come short. So I make my grips, thumbless grip, and then I just start trying to work my up and over. See, when my left lat is driving into his face, I'll just lift up and down, until I force this to the mat. Then I can finish as before. So turn my hip. As I step over, I don't need to turn him onto the side. I can just just lift the shoulder and I bring this behind. If I get to this position, grab your just grab that belt, and I'm here, and I can't do that up and over. So I try it, and I still can't make him break that grip. I just go to the first technique we learned in week 1. This comes under the armpit, step over, turn him. Now I can try to break it from here. I can lift that, or I can go for that kimura trap. Right back stepping. Bring the space. Just show one more variation. I think this is called the lazy old fat man kimura. I think Dickie showed me this one night. He was coming for a private class and he pulled out his phone, YouTube video of Stephen Kesting's doing this. I looked at it twice and it goes, this will never work. And then I hit it on him and rolling, and I've used it ever since and caught a lot of people with this. So it doesn't look that good, but it's just another way of finishing. If you look at the kimura, when I'm finishing it from this position, I'm stepping up, I'm lifting Carl's shoulder off the mat as I stuff this underneath. If you look, my arm, because my arm has come underneath his elbow, there's about a fist worth of space underneath Carl's shoulder. So anytime I push down on that, his wrist, see the way his wrist comes up? So all I'm going to do is, I'm going to pin his wrist to the mat and just put my weight on his shoulder. Okay, and it looks like nothing, but it's super high percentage. So we'll set it up from the start. So from here, I've made the mistake and he swung that hand under his right clamp and I dropped my hip. This gives me precious seconds. Now I'm going to turn my hip here as this comes around. I'm still clamping because I don't want to come high. And I make the grip and I do the same thing and working my up and over. So I come up and over, and I eventually get to this position here with a thumbless grip. So instead of me trying to raise Car's shoulder and stuff it down, all I'm going to do is I walk to north-south. My hand is keeping Car's left wrist on the mat, and I just drop my right lat onto the shoulder. That's all I do. By keeping his wrist to the mat and gluing his shoulder to the mat with my body, it's going to go on very, very quick. Okay? I think it's called the lazy fat kimura because there's very little moves in it. Carl's lucky because he's only one of those things, I'm two. So from here, when I turn here, as I walk around, I can do this option, or I can just make sure I glue this to the mat and I just drop my lat and sprawl on it. So, let's play with that, guys.